What's going on, guys? Welcome back into the channel. Today I wanted to provide for you a little bit of insight that can help you out in your golf game here in PGA Tour 2K21 with regards to curving your shots, which is an aspect of shaping your shots here in the game. Obviously, you have the ability to shape your shots here where you can adjust the curvature of the shot, you can adjust the loft of the shot, which can change a couple of different aspects and help you out for various different reasons. For someone that's newer like me, or for someone, I would say newer to golf games like me, I have been around golf all my life, but for someone that might not be well versed in golf itself, there are a few advantages to shaping your shots and specifically adding curve to your shots that you might not be aware of that I want to help you guys out with today. So the first one that I want to help you guys out with, and this is probably the most straightforward method of shaping your shots, or the most straightforward tip to shaping your shots, is you can utilize the ability to shape your shots to curve it in a certain direction or get a roll in a certain direction. So whenever I reset my shot here on this course, it's giving me a shot right down the middle here, right into the middle of the fairway. But what I think I can do here with this shot is I can either take this 3-wood that I have and roll it into this left part of the course here, which is going to give me a little bit of a more direct shot to the hole, a little bit of a closer shot. If I land it there, I can get the ball to roll up maybe close to that sand trap and be able to get a bit of a closer shot, as opposed to rolling it straight on here and maybe having a different shot that I don't necessarily want. But another thing that I can do here is I can go up here and I can switch to my driver, and I can try to land this shot on the green and get it to roll to the left. You know, if I were to land a driver shot on this green, normally hitting it directly straight, it's going to roll towards the back of the green, and you're going to overshoot the target. But what you can do, and I'm not going to guarantee you that I have a perfect shot in this situation, but it's something that I can certainly aid you guys in, is you can drop your shot here towards the front of the green, and you can get it to roll to the left towards the flag by shaping your shot by using the curve mechanic. So if I shape my shot and I curve it to the left here, and I get a lot of curve on it, and I go up here to see where it's actually going to land, if I curve my shot in a way that's going to give me the distance to get up here, you know, curve my shot up to about here, you know, let's say I curve it that way, I want to aim a little bit further up, and I shoot it towards the green. What should happen, and like I said, I'm not going to get a perfect shot here. What should happen is it should curve, and whenever it rolls up to the green there, it should roll up towards the flag. See what I'm saying here? Now, I did overshoot a little bit, but if I ended up shooting a straight shot there, it's going to go directly past the hole. It's going to hurt you tremendously. But now I'm putting for eagle with potentially a relatively easy putt here where I'm at, because of the fact that I was able to curve it up towards that part of the course. And you can do that with your drives, you can do that with any of your hits, especially on a course like this, where over there back past that sand trap, and I'll show you on another shot, back past the sand trap, there's that hook in the fairway which comes over to the side. And if you ever want to get hooked over to the side without having to go through the rough there, you know, I'd have to go past a tree if I wanted to hit a straight shot to that part of the course. If I want to avoid doing that, I can use the curve mechanic to curve it around that hazard and get my shot into where I want it to, and hopefully get a roll to a favorable spot of the course. So I'm going to go ahead and reset this shot here, and I'm going to try to do a bit of a putt, and I'm going to try to get us to another hole where hopefully we have a couple more ways that I can show you that you can utilize this shot. There's really one other main way that for a newer player like me that's going to be really helpful to shape your shot with the curve, and that is essentially going to be being able to get around a tree. So as we sink the putt here, let's go ahead and get up to another hole and see if I can't show you guys a good use of that mechanic. So this is potentially another good situation where, you know, I want to maybe take the ball and aim to the right and get it to roll over to the left. Now in this situation specifically, it might be advantageous to just plop it in right behind the hole. and hopefully just put it in. This course doesn't seem to have many trees, but I want to get a good situation here where I can show you guys exactly what I'm talking about, what I mean by how you can use the curve to get the ball around a tree. You guys can probably already picture it in your minds of what exactly I mean in terms of being able to get the ball around the tree. But essentially, what you want to be able to do, and I can probably show it to you here, if I switch clubs, and let's say I just try to hit the ball down here behind this tree. You know, let's say I hit it to about right here. I'm going to try to hit it even shorter to right here. It might not let me play that. Yeah, so let's say we're right here, and you're in a situation where you want to hit the ball around the tree. You know, a lot of times what happens is you're going to hurt yourself if you try to put the ball through the branches of the tree. It's going to hit off, it's going to slow down your shot, and you're not going to realize it. Or, you know, you're going to hit off the tree itself. You know, you're not exactly predicting what's going to happen there. Let's say I just want to chip this back onto the course, for example, but I want to get it around the tree. What you can simply do is you can shape your shot and you can curve it around that tree, and you can make it so that the ball's flight path doesn't intersect with that tree whatsoever. And, you know, as you guys can see what I'm doing here, you can take it to the left or to the right. If I go to the left, it's probably going to hit off some of those branches, and that might slow it down, prevent it from going quite as far. So if I wanted to curve it around the tree, I could go ahead and do that. With, you know, the purpose of this shot here, let's say I just want to take it like this, get it out around the tree so I have no chance of intersecting with it. That could give me a really good opportunity to get it around the tree and get a nice shot, get it back into the fairway, and that's going to be really useful. That's going to be a good shot for me. What's going to end up happening is a lot of times, you know, you end up with a bad shot, especially off the tee. You get a bad drive and you end up in the brush, you end up in the woods, whatever it might be, and you need to hit around obstacles. In order to do that and do that effectively, your best bet is to try to use the curvature of your shot framing and be able to move the ball around that obstacle. Another good example of an opportunity to use the curvature mechanic is to try and aim this ball to the left. And, you know, with this course, or with this green rather, being mostly surrounded by water, you're going to create some problems for yourself if you try to go straight in or try to come in from the right side. It's possible that what ends up happening is you roll off the back side and end up in the water, and that ends up being a penalty for you. But what you could do is you could shape your shot as a left curve and drop it over here, and pretty safely probably roll it towards the hill. Likewise, you could probably curve it from the right side. You could probably, you know, fairly curve it from the right side, and what would end up happening is you land it over here and it rolls away from the water to prevent you from, you know, having the chance of sinking it in the water. So as you guys can see here, we landed on the right side and it rolls towards the left. So those are a couple of the ways that you can use the curvature mechanic, you know, shaping your shot with curve in order to be able to help yourself out. Like I said, you know, advanced people will know even more advanced ways to utilize that to your advantage, but I just wanted to provide you guys a couple of kind of beginner tips to help you out in utilizing that, because the tendency is when somebody doesn't know golf very well, or they're new to a golf game like even I am, you tend to play straightforward golf. You tend to try and just hit it straight, even if it's through trees or brush or whatever it might be. Your tendency might be to just try to power it through and get that shot back on course as hard as you can, whereas you can use that finesse. You can curve it around trees, you can curve it around to try and get it to roll away from hazards and roll into a favorable spot and help yourself out in the long run. So hopefully this helps you guys out in some way. Like I said, just trying to provide you guys a nice easy tip and trick here for you guys to use to try and improve your game. If it did help you guys out in some way, make sure you leave a like on the video, comment down below with what you guys would like to see next, and subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good night.